Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of God Built This Podcast. I am your host Maxine and we're on episode 45. Yeah, I feel like I've been in the 40s for a while. I'm ready to get out, okay? But I have a motherfucking update. Okay. Last we talked, I shared the date that I went on. This respectful gentleman who greeted me at the club and whom I took his number down and conversed with the past 2 weeks at that time. Went out on a date that was very, very nice, very pleasant, and very effortful, if that makes sense. Like, there was a lot of effort put into the date. There was a lot of time and consideration and just thought to put behind it, because he asked me what I like to do and, you know, what do I like to engage in. And it wasn't a typical, movie, dinner type of thing. And I love a movie and a dinner, okay? Don't get me wrong. But it's nice when a first date is really put into thought and time and consideration, all these things. So when we went out, it was great because it was so thoughtful behind it. But I don't know if y'all noticed, while I was describing him and just describing the experience, did I sound like I was really into it? No. Like, you guys have records of me, like, really talking about niggas who I'm like, girl, pussy is wet, okay? And not once while I described him did I feel that way. Not once did I even fathom to think of kissing him or him touching me or whatever. Like, it just never came about. So, and what I just want to say is to always trust myself, always trust my intuition, always trust how I feel from the very beginning. And I knew from the beginning, like when he approached me that night, I knew the answer is no. You know, like, I knew I wasn't really attracted to him like that. And not like he's ugly. It was just like, I'm not feeling it. You know when a nigga is fine, then it's like, okay, where we going next? You know, like, you don't want to stop hanging out with them. But while I was on this date with him, all I was thinking of, man, I can't wait to go home and finish watching the DL Hughley show on my TV One app. Like, that was all I kept. Oh, I can't wait to get home to finish watching this video I started on YouTube. I couldn't wait to get home alone. I couldn't wait to be by myself. Not once should I feel like that when I'm out with a man. Not once should I feel like, ooh, I can't wait to leave you to be by myself. No, it should be the opposite way. It should be, I can't wait to be with you again. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to hear from you. And it was just a lot of things that I just could not, where do I begin? So like I said, very respectful guy. But as far as chemistry on my end, how I feel for him, there is none. There is no chemistry. There is no romantic attraction. Like, when I see a nigga, I want to be like, you want to go to the bathroom real quick? Like, that's how I want to be. That's how I want to see and how I want to feel when I am with said person. And if I don't feel that from jump, if I'm not even just from jump, if I don't feel that every time I am with you, the answer is no. And I don't care how fucking respectful, I don't care how how easy you're able to converse with. I don't give a fuck. Is my pussy wet? That's all. Do you make me want to break this closing legs to these niggas journey that I'm on? Do you make me want to break that right now or tomorrow? Like, I want to feel so attracted to you that I don't even remember having a conversation with myself about closing my legs to these niggas. Like, for what? Are you coming over or what? Am I gonna come over to you? Like, what is the next plan? You know? And with this dude, it was, legs is closed. Legs is tight. A bitch doesn't even have legs. That's how tight. Like, my legs are clank, okay? No and no. Don't even try to get close to this pussy. Like, please don't even try it. Don't try it, okay? And that's enough. Like, that's enough. And you might think, oh, that's a little shallow. No, it's not shallow. Because you know what? I have denied myself from the significance of being physically and sexually attracted to someone, so much so that I was in a relationship with someone for a year whom I was not physically and sexually attracted to, not one bit. Not one bit. And here's the thing, ugly niggas could still be attractive. I know. Hold on. Let me break it down. Let me break it all the way down. Ugly niggas can still be attractive. How? I'm not saying because of their money, right? I get how money could be, attractive, but broke niggas could be attracted too. So it's something about who you are. It's about your essence. It's about your personality, your swag, nigga. what you got? Like, it's about all of that. So you could still, like, not be aesthetically pleasing to my eye, but for some reason, this nigga, he got something going on. Like, that's that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, that's really what it is. And so there's really no excuse. Like, ugly niggas can still get this. And it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not looking for a particular aesthetic. Of course, I would ideally love, like, a dark-skinned, tall motherfucker, okay, who's well fit and put together. But their attraction is attraction, and confidence is confidence. And confidence is really the key to attractiveness for me. If you are confident who you are, when I tell you, okay, I know last episode I talked about this Nigerian dude who kind of tried me, and he was ugly, absolutely, and I called him a dinosaur or whatever, but he was ugly, yeah, but his swag was not. His confidence was not. The way he, so he pulled me to dance with him, even that's sexy already, okay? We were dancing. I kind of danced him out. Like, he wasn't really doing a good job. And that's the worst thing. Like, don't pull me to dance with you and you don't know how to grind, sir. Let's go back to 7th grade and figure this out. How you not know how to grind? That says a lot. But anyways, the confidence is displayed when he grabbed me to dance with him, right? The confidence is displayed when he held my waist and tried to slide 2 fingers to the top of my butt. Like, that's confidence, nigga. I need that energy. Give me that confidence. Make me feel like, you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to try to see how far I could go. And not on no rape shit. Like, I'm not saying that. Obviously, that is wrong. But what I'm saying is there's confidence in the way you move, in the way you feel about yourself. Like, if you feel like you're not worthy of this dance, you're not gonna get this dance. Okay? If you feel like you're not worthy of at least attempting to, fill me up or like try to bring me close to you, if you don't even try, nigga, then it's not gonna happen. And here's the thing, I am comfortable in making the first move in different parts, right? Like, maybe I want to kiss you, or actually I don't make the first move in kissing, but like hugging or touching in different ways, that's fine. I'm comfortable with doing that, but it really is so attractive when a man feels comfortable enough in who he is to make that first move, to make that risk, right? To see how will she react. And if she reacts, obviously, if I reacted uncomfortably, then it's like, okay, nigga, back the fuck up. But there's something to that. So like I said, that nigga was ugly as fuck. Please don't catch me with him in the daylight ugly. Like, if you see me with him in the daylight ugly, then I don't want you to act like you know me anymore. Honestly, like, our friendship could be over, and that's fine, and I get it, because what I did was not okay. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, it's that serious. But there is an attraction when you're confident in who you are. And so that Nigerian dude was super confident who he was, and that's what I appreciated. And that's how he got a little bit of attention from me. Like, okay, nigga, that's what's up. And so yeah, that's how he got far enough with me. I did not see that confidence in old dude. And the guy, I'm gonna call him army nigga. Okay, I did not see that confidence in him. Okay, there was too much of a hesitation, of a nervous tick, of a nervous laugh. Like, I've never met a nigga who laughed as much as he did in inappropriate times. Like, at the end of every sentence, there's a giggle. Why are you laughing? Sir, I didn't even try to make a joke right now, and you're laughing. At the end of every sentence, there was a giggle, there was a laugh, there was just a nervous tick. He'll look at me, stare me dead in my face, and he'll do it. I don't know if he was trying to be sensual or see what I would say next, but it was just fucking weird. It was just fucking weird, okay? And he would, like, yeah, so he'll do that. He'll talk excessively. Oh my God. And here's the thing. I love conversation, obviously, right? I love conversation. I love connecting with folks. I love all of that. But when you are uncomfortably talking to me, right? And by uncomfortably, I mean you are so nervous and you lack so much confidence in yourself that you can't even feel confident in silence. Like, we don't need to talk throughout this car ride, sir. Like, I could be in your car, we're driving, and we cannot talk, and we're still good. Like, there's no beef, you know that? Like, that's totally fine. So I just didn't understand why every little thing needed to be talked about. Every little thing needed a conversation. Every little thing needed something to say. I felt like I was with a girl, and even my female friends are not like that. So I just don't get it. Like, there's a balance. Like, there's some things men should bring just as a man to the table, and women should bring as women to the table. Okay, women, we are more we start conversations. We are conversation starters. We know how to, like, talk about feelings, all these things. Men, I'm not saying they shouldn't do that, but you shouldn't do it too much. Okay, you shouldn't be so forthcoming and so stop talking. Just stop talking to me. That's all I gotta say. That's it. That's really it. So it was like a lot of different things that I picked up on, and I should have, I should have not even entertained it from the beginning. Because from the beginning, I did not feel an attraction. I just felt like, oh, look at this respectful ass nigga. I'm gonna call him that. Let me say that one. I'll do a respectful ass nigga. Because he really is respectful. And he'll make a great husband, if he chooses to. But to someone else, not to me. But no, there was no like there was no big dick energy. There was no like, I'm slaying it. And what interests me and what made me so curious was we were talking about like his previous relationship, because I like to hear stuff like that. Like I like to see, how do you do in relationships? How frequent are you in relationships? Do you enjoy always being in a relationship versus being single? Like different things like that really tells me a lot of who you are. And he was in a relationship for several years. He just recently it's been a year of him being single. And in this relationship for years that he was in, I felt like the way that he was describing it was as if he was just in this comfortable space. Like we were just comfortable with each other and was in this thing for like, sometimes when you're just comfortable with someone, you're just in that relationship because of the comfort that it provides, right? The familiarity. Oh my gosh, that word, I always struggle with that word. But there's that, there's the convenience of it, there's all of that. So it's like, okay, so I just didn't see, and I wonder how she looked like. Like, there were just different things that gave me different vibes. Like, I don't know, something's up. So he was saying that. So then I just had the feeling to ask him, oh, so like, when's the last time you had sex? Like, when's the last time you really, engage in sexual intercourse? And I'm gonna take a pause. Okay, so he was first, when I asked that question, his face was like, whew, well, so mind you, he's doing all those noises. Like, sir, are you drinking a Sprite? Relax. Like, why are you sighing so heavy? So he's doing all of that. His eyes rolling back. Keep your eyes on the road. We are driving. Why are you looking like that? So I'm looking at him like, what the fuck is going on? What's happening? And then he's like, oh, it's been a couple of months. And I'm just like, oh, by a couple of months, what do you mean? He said 8 months. Give or take, he said. That's what he said specifically. Give or take 8 months. And I'm just sitting in the passenger seat like, I must be a horrible person because I'm now dictating who he is based off of his sexual life, right? Based off of the amount of times, or based off of the last time he had sex. And I'm really... I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That really does tell me a lot. And maybe I'm stuck in societal mindsets about how men should be sexually. And maybe, but let me tell you this. That ain't gonna be my man. Like, I don't want my man, right, to not have had sex in almost a fucking year. Nigga, what? What do you mean you haven't had sex in 8 months? Are you okay? So, like, you never what do you mean? You never desired it? Like, so I'm like, I don't know if I asked that question in return, but I did say, like, what? How do you not, like, what do you mean? How I don't remember even saying a full sentence, honestly. I was just kind of, like, shocked. And he kept on, because when I tell you he's talkative as fuck, he's talkative as fuck. So he kept on going on and saying how, yeah, well, I guess, so he described how when he was working, like in the medical field of the army, he was saying how he saw a lot of people come in with diseases and different ailments, different skin conditions, and that really kind of freaked him out in some ways because he, I guess when you see things a lot that are sickly, you are nervous of inviting people into your body, right? And that makes sense and all, but nigga, wear a condom. Like, what? Like, okay, like, so that's gonna make you not have sex? Girl, bye. Like, that's not that serious. But okay, so there's that. And then he's also said, he's like, yeah, and I'm also like, like I'm a real, like I'm really a Christian, like I'm really a man of God, and and I rolled my eyes. When I tell y'all I rolled my eyes so motherfucking hard, I'm just like, okay. Nigga, please. I know plenty of Christian men who are fucking. Okay? Not fornicating, nigga. Fucking. Cut the shit. You're not fucking because you're not fucking. Right? You're not fucking because you have not had, you have not had success with women so much so to get to that point, right? It's you. Don't put it on being a Christian, nigga. Please. I know plenty of Christian niggas fucking, okay? Don't put it on that. Don't put it on fearing medical diseases or whatever. Don't put it on that, bitch. You could put on a condom, right? Like, girl, bye. And I'm just sitting there like, I must be trash. I must be trash because I'm really judging this nigga right now. And here's the thing. I'm never going to make people feel less than, right? Because I feel like my reaction can make him feel uncomfortable with his life choices, right? So I'm just like sitting there listening, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Oh, okay. But of course on here I'm gonna be like, bitch, what the fuck? This ain't gonna work. Anyways, I did end up telling him, I don't feel romantic for you, and there's no chemistry, and I don't want to force it. And that's that. And he respected it. He was like, okay, well, just weird. I just feel like, okay, what I'm about to say is gonna sound, damn, bitch, how the fuck you know? Like, girl, bye. Like, whatever. Let me just fucking say it. I don't give a fuck. I think he's on the spectrum. I think he is on the spectrum. I think there is something off. And it's a number of reasons why I think that. I want to go back to the 8 months of no sex thing. I feel like, okay, so that's like around, like almost to the length of time he's been single. But it does make me wonder, what was the disconnect ever since the breakup, right? What was the disconnect that allowed for him to still not have had sex for that long of a time, right? What was the disconnect, and why don't you want it? Like, why aren't you like hounding? And maybe there's great self-control, and maybe he really is a man of God. I still don't give a fuck. I don't want it. Take it back to sender. Return to sender, please. I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't want my man to not have had sex for many months. Okay? Maybe like years. God, like, I don't want that. I don't want my man to not ruffle me up. Not like that. Like, that sounds kind of violent, right? But what I mean by that is, like, take your chance. Shoot your shot with me. And, like, fill me up. Like, bitch, super, like, there's a respect that I of course want and require from men, right? Come up to me respectfully. But here's the thing. Come up to me like a nigga. Okay? Come up to me like a nigga. And by nigga, I mean, come up to me and be like, yo, your booty looking right. Tell me my my booty is, and say booty. Don't say your buttocks is like, no, your booty, you looking right in those jeans, bitch. Like, don't call me a bitch, but you know what I mean? Like, look me up and down a little. Like, don't make me always feel like I'm a piece of meat, of course, but show some swagger. Show some confidence. Don't come up to me like we're at a fucking business deal closing in. Just got this property. Like, I don't want it. Okay? Return to sender. So, I don't know. So, it was just a lot. Okay, so spectrum. I feel like it's on the spectrum. I feel like there is a mental disconnect. One thing that really, like, flashed into my mind has the reason why is, so, like, he was driving. I'm in the passenger seat, of course, right? He's driving, and his hands are 10 and 2, okay? 10 and 2 on the motherfucking wheel. 10 and 2, like, as if I'm testing him on his driving ability, y'all. Like, as if I'm about to pass or fail him based off of how his hand is on the wheel. I've never seen no shit like this. My dad don't even drive like that. Like, I've never met an older gentleman, an elderly, and he's not even older man, the guy I'm talking about, he's not older type of thing. Like, he's a few years older than me, but, like, not, like, probably 4 years max, from what I can remember. Honestly, I don't even remember. But there's no reason why your hands should be so tightly pressed and so close together on the wheel. Nigga, are we in driver's ed? I'm sorry. Did I sign up to be your driving coach? It was just the strangest thing. He would be so tightly wound. Eyes are on the road, okay? Fucking his, so I guess his car didn't have a GPS on it. And he's putting the address to where we're going on his phone. The phone is on his lap, well, like in between his legs. And he's looking down and quickly looking up, looking down, quickly looking up. And I'm just kind of impressed because he's so focused in doing that and still manages to have a conversation with me that is primarily provoked by him. He is always talking. So there's that, right? And then there is a lack of awareness to social cues. Okay? He is not aware that I'm not responding as heavy, so therefore, shut the fuck up. Excuse me, did you hear me? I'm not responding as heavy, right? So shut the fuck up. That doesn't mean start talking some more. That doesn't mean ask me another question. A conversation shouldn't be about questions, right? It shouldn't be about, oh, how do you feel about this? Okay, what do you think about this? Oh, I wonder what are your thoughts on. No, let it just fucking talk. Can you just talk like normal? There was this obsessiveness to always talk. This obsessiveness to not have any moment of silence. So I'm giving hints like, okay, I don't want to be disrespectful, because everyone's different. Everyone has their struggle. And just because he's on the spectrum, and I'm not a doctor, but bitch, I know, okay? And I think there's also, I've been an educator for several years now. There's also me just being exposed to that. Watching some students and realizing, okay, some of them are, this one's a little different. Okay, this one processes differently. And that's okay, right? Just because you're different doesn't mean you don't deserve love. Just, I'm not going to be the one for you in that sense, okay? You get the love from your mama, that's great. But I'm not going to be the one fucking you. No, I'm sorry. No, that's not going to be me. That's not going to be me. And I'm not a bitch for that. So while in that moment, I'm thinking, okay, how can he shut the fuck up without me telling him shut the fuck up, right? Without me being rude saying that. So I say, Did you listen to did you hear the new Lion King soundtrack? I would love, like, let's play it. Does your phone connect? Like, obviously your phone connects, right? But I'm just like finding ways for him to shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Okay? So I say that he gives me his phone to connect to it. And that was interesting. He was so freely giving me his phone. Like, oh, and that's cool and all, but I'm so used to niggas withholding that shit. They go to the shower with their phones, okay? I'm so used to that, but he was just like, here, and the passcode is, it was just so, okay, thanks, got it, just dial, just write down Lion King and it'll pop up, thanks. But whatever, so I set that up. I'm playing the song that I was really rocking to prior to going out with him on that soundtrack. So that song is Brown Skin Girl. That's on the Lion King soundtrack. So good. So I'm playing that song. I'm vibing. I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm dancing, whatever. In my seat, just like rocking out in my head, moving my head, just in the zone. Hoping that this is clear to him. Don't talk, right? Don't start talking. Don't start chiming in with anything to say. Just vibe out. That's it. So he's just like, and I'm noticing, because I can see in my peripheral, his smile is super wide, bright, looking at the road, and like will kind of turn his head to me here and there, and just like awkward. Like, why are you acting? Stop! Like, stop it. So then, while the song would fade out here and there, he'll boom start talking some more and say, wow, Beyonce just have a way of always making hits. She always have a way of just like commenting on stuff that I didn't ask for you to stop talking. Oh my gosh. So there's that. I think people on the spectrum, not everyone of course, but I particularly think he has Asperger's. I think there is just something off. And like I said, be who you are, that's fine. You know, that shouldn't deter him from, or like he deserves love, right? He deserves all of that. I'm just not the one. Okay? And he's not the one for me. So I'm just like appalled that how the fuck did I get on a date with a nigga who's on the spectrum? What the fuck? How does this happen? And I'm just like, my dating life is literally content for y'all. Like, that's it. That's really what it is. There's nothing more to it. I'm doing this for y'all. I'm doing this to come back and report and tell another crazy ass experience I had. And it's just funny to me. Like, while I was in that moment, in that car with him, on that date with him, just like observing him, I'm just like, this is funny as hell. Like, this is a fucking show. Nigga is retarded and I'm on a date with him. Like, that's essentially what it is. You know what I cannot deal. And it's just, so it was that, the lack of confidence I felt from him always saying thank you. I know that's like weird. Like, why would you be mad at that? I'm not mad at it, but I felt like, stop saying thank you for weird things. He was saying thank you for being so nice to me. Like, huh? What do you mean? Thank you for being so nice to you. Like, nigga, isn't that what people are supposed to do? Like, it just felt off. Like, that's something I would hear from people who are on the spectrum, people who are not maybe particularly nice to him because he's different, right? And it's not noticeably different. It's just like, if you are aware, you're aware. You know what I mean? If you have worked with one or two students who may have been on the spectrum, who may need extra accommodation or this or that, we know people who are just different. then you get to really see that. And I'm just like, it's just interesting to me. It's just very interesting. It's very interesting. So I just broke the news to him. I'm just like, hey. And I felt like, okay, I gotta be honest with myself primarily, period. Before I'm honest with anyone else, I have to really be real with myself and say to self, this ain't it, chief. Walk away. I don't care how nice and respectful he is. I don't care how much he does everything by the book. And what I mean by that is he would call, he would text very respectfully, very kind, okay? Beautiful, gorgeous. Every time he'll address me, he'll say beautiful and gorgeous. And that's nice and all, but it felt so textbooky. It felt so like he just finished reading a manual on how to woo a woman, and now he's following what chapter 4 says. And I just happen to be the one who is receiving his test results, right? Like his finished course results on how to woo a woman. And yes, very kind. Of course, I want my man to be that. I want my man to be complimentary. And that's what he was. But it just didn't feel, and I don't want to say didn't feel genuine, because I felt like it was, but I also feel like it was just too structured. Like, just give me a nigga. At this point, where the baby fathers at? Again, I'll text you back now. I will text you back right the fuck now. Where are they? Okay? I can't even understand why this is just, it's always a weird situation. So he was doing all the right things, but it just didn't come from the right person, you know? I wish old dude that I had previously would do some of the things that he did. But then again, I don't want people to not be who they are, you know? So while this guy went on a date while he was super excessive in his speech, super socially awkward in some ways, I try not to say comments that would deter him from being anybody else but himself. Period. I don't want to be with anyone who I have to conjure up to be who I want them to be, at least from the core. Like, at the end of the day, you are who you are at your core, right? There are some things that someone else could recommend you to work on. Hey, maybe work on your timeliness, right? Maybe work on your cleanliness. Maybe work on stuff like that. But as far as your internal structure, I don't want to change that. And what I see is, if I don't like who you are at your core, like if I can't really vibe with that, I'm going to remove myself, right? And what I find interesting is that a lot of people who are in situations like that, where they would not really like who the person is at their core, they'll try to change them. Let me see how I can control them. Let me recommend this for them to do. Oh, put your hand down here, do this and that. And it's like, no, I'm just going to leave. Like, I'm not going to build a man. No. Like, if you're not how I want you to be at your core, then I don't want it. Like, I don't want no nervous ass nigga. Like, I don't want to tell you to grow a beard. Grow a fucking beard, okay? And have confidence, right? Have swag. Nigga, let your dick hang. Like, what's going on? Nigga was so, when I tell you he was smiling all the time, like, what is it that makes you so happy? And I often ask him, I'm like, do you ever get mad? Like, what ticks you off? And he's responding to that with a big ass smile. Like, what the fuck? What is going on, sir? Sir, I need you to start yelling. Like, let's slap me up a little bit. I'm kidding. Don't slap me. No, but the point is, I just want you to just be. And I just feel like he was just putting on this this just extraness to just be this, hey, this heavy, nice guy. I remember one time I was like venting to him about something, and he responded with, I'll always be here for you. You know, I'll be anything for you. And he said that for another thing that I said previously. What did I say before? Something about like, I forgot what I said specifically, and I could scroll and figure it out. But he'll say things like, I'll be anything for you, right? What? Can you be a man and not say that shit to me? Huh? Can you be distant? Shit that I'm used to, right? That's horrible. I know. There's something that I could work on as well, because I should not want toxic traits that I have experienced from previous niggas onto really nice niggas. But there's something to a toxic nigga. There's something to a toxic nigga. They have confidence. That's what it is. And that's ultimately what I want. That's all. I don't really want to talk to dude. That's not what I want. But I want someone who's confident. I want someone who's confident who they are. Someone who knows who they are and is comfortable in that, right? And with this guy, I felt like he was not comfortable in who he was. He was not just confident in that. There was no swag. And there's a swag when you're confident who you are, even if you're ugly. You know what I mean? Like the Nigerian dude I was talking about, ugly as fuck. Nigga was confident though. Nigga had a personality though. Nigga was who he was, right? Flaws and all. Has with this dude I'm talking about, this respectful ass nigga, he was not that. Like, he would say things that were always correct. Like, he would always say the right things. You know, he will always say the textbook right things, politically correct ass nigga. Oh, and I remember I would kind of vent about something or just talk about anything. He will always understand my POV. He will always agree with me. There was no challenge. There was no backlash. There was no, well, Maxine, you know, I could see how you could be a little combative. There was no nigga, tell me I ain't shit sometimes. That builds character, right? That builds something. And there's just, don't always agree with me. Don't always make me feel like I'm right. I don't want a yes man. Oh my God. I really don't. I really don't want someone who's always there for me. That sounds so, not like that. But what I mean is, like, don't always be accessible, I guess. There was one time, what was it? I was like, oh, can I call you later on tonight? Or can I call you right now if you're free for whatever? I think I said that, right? And he's like, you can call me anytime, sweetheart. What? Why would I? But my thing is, why would you be accessible anytime? Right? Isn't that, I don't know, that's weird, isn't it? But why would you always be ready and available to hear from me? Right? What if you're heavy and busy at work? I can call you anytime. What if you had a long day, you just want to sleep, or you just want to be with yourself, and that's totally good. I love stuff like, be with yourself. Don't always want me. Don't always be available for me. Not always. And I hope I'm making sense, but there's something to someone who's not always free and ready for you. Like, make me miss you a little. Make me wonder, oh, are we still on? Make me wonder if we're still dating. Are we still in a relationship? Make me wonder about shit like that. That's what I want to wonder about. And so with him, there was none of that. And just the quick time span that we had with each other. And that was it. That was enough for me. I just felt like, look, I have to be honest with myself. And that brings me to the second, because I'm like, okay, let me go on the second date with him and see, maybe I'll feel different. Maybe I just got to be open-minded. Maybe I'm just rigid, you know. Let me give this nice, respectful man a try, right? Let me do that. I need to listen to myself all the time, not just some of the time, all the time, and realize, no, I feel the way I feel for a reason. I'm not interested. So, and I knew that was the case when I was walking to his car prior to our second date, right? I'm walking to his car and I'm giving myself a self-talk, right? I'm giving myself I'm trying to motivate myself to be excited to see him. Y'all, if that's not a red motherfucking flag, it's violet, okay? That's what I was doing on my way to go see someone who I'm going on a date with. Never should I feel like that. Never should you feel like that. Never should you have to convince yourself why this will be a good time, right? I should be excited when I'm about to go see someone rather than just excited for the experience. Like, okay, cool, we're gonna go on this date. I'm really more excited for the date part than spending time with you part, right? I'm really more excited with that. So I'm literally walking and I'm thinking these things. I'm just thinking to myself, oh, he's a nice guy, mama. He's respectful. Come on, be open-minded. I have to prep myself. And as soon as I saw him, I was like, yeah, no. And I knew that it was just the weirdest. As soon as I saw him, as soon as I had that prep talk with myself, I'm trying to prep myself up. I'm walking with the stride, like, okay, I'm going to be open-minded. He's a really nice guy. He's respectful. I need that in my life. Yes. I walk up to him. And I'm just like, yeah, no. The answer is no. No. He got out the car, right? And this brings me back to confidence. Shoulders hunched, head lowered more into his neck, into his chest, as if he just didn't know that this was the body that he was in. Like, nigga, do you know your body? Go jack off real quick, because I don't think you understand your body. Can you lift your head up, posture yourself, posture your back, make your neck hang high, be a giraffe, nigga? He's just like standing there slouched over. He's like, hey, yeah, like his hands up, waving, hey. Oh my, hi, yeah, hi, okay, I gotta go. Yeah, okay, hi, It was just weird. So like he approaches me like that. Right after I give myself a self-talk of be open, he's a really nice guy, and I see this, I'm just like, yeah, no, I should just turn the fuck around. You know what? I can't do this. But let me be nice. Let me make it nice. So, and I'm looking great, right? And I said a comment prior to us meeting. I was like, oh, I can't wait to smell your cologne tonight. And I did it on purpose. That was a purposeful ass text message. I was just saying that what I really was saying is, on our previous date, I didn't smell a cologne. I didn't smell anything enticing with his scent. It was just kind of like this dryness in his smell. I'm just like, ew, like how you go out, period, and you not smelling good? Nigga, I want to be able to lick your face. That's how good you smell. Yes, let me lick your face because you smell that good. What is that? Tell me, what is that? Tom Ford? Nigga, it smells like fucking Irish Spring up in this bitch, and we're out? What's going on? So I didn't want to outright say what, hey, could you put on cologne next time we hang out? I just figured you should fucking know that, right? So then I'm just I sound like a bitch, and I don't give a fuck. At the end of the goddamn day, I don't. This is my podcast. I say what the fuck I want. So, I meet up with him. He says, and this brings me back to confidence, like I said. He's like, oh, you look great. Wow, you look great. Huh? Great. I'm gonna walk back, and I'm gonna come back again, because no, I want my nigga to be like, damn, girl, you looking good. Okay, Damn. You gonna let me have some of that? Like, address me like that. Right? I want you, mind you, he didn't even come up to me. Like, he didn't give me a hug. He didn't try to fill me up. Fill me. You know that song, Fill My Cup? Okay? By Tasha Cobbs. What I needed in that moment was for him to fill me up. Okay? Not fill my cup, fill me up. Nigga, fill me the fuck up. Like, what your hands trying to do right now? Show me. Show me what your hands are trying to do. Okay? So I just didn't understand why he could not give me that energy. So and that brings me back to confidence. If you're not confident who you are, you're not going to do that. You're not going to say to a woman, damn, Ma, you looking good. Can I get some of that? Like, you're not going to do that. And I need that. Give me that. Okay? I get in the car, didn't smell a woof of his cologne that I mentioned for him for him to wear. I didn't smell anything. I don't want to bring it up, but I'm like, okay, noted. This nigga has no cologne. And I felt like if I were to stay with him, like if I really decided, okay, I'm just going to be with this guy, right? I would have to really make him up. I would say, okay, I need you to grow a beard. I need you to add muscle weight, right? I need you to not smile too much, right? I need you to wear this cologne every time you fucking see me, or period. How about you just put this a part of your whole lineup, okay? I need you to pick me up, nigga. What's up? Is you or is you not going to pick me up? That's what I need. Okay? So, I don't care. I don't care if you approach me with a bouquet of flowers. Do you have confidence? Do you have swag? Right? Do you have what it takes to keep me enticed? You know, if you're always ready for me, I don't want that. Sorry, I don't want it. No, send back to sender. So, and that's what I decided. You know what? I have to be honest with myself, and once I do that, then I could be honest with him and let him know this ain't gonna work. And I also said to myself, and plus he did say to me, and who cares what he said to me, period. But my thing is, I wanted to be more forthright in how I feel about the transition of something, right? He did mention, because he listened to my podcast. Hello! Whatever. He listened to my podcast. Here's the thing. I am not going to dictate how I speak on my podcast because someone's listening. I really don't go. This is my podcast. So this might be like, oh, it should be kind of weird. I don't give a fuck. You decide to listen. What makes you think you're not gonna make an appearance? Huh? You're lucky I ain't saying no names. This podcast is about my life. My experiences. I'm not going to not say something because, oh, this person may be listening. The only thing now is my parents can't listen. That's where I draw the line. That's where the fuck I draw the line. Other than that, you niggas could get the smoke. Get all the smoke. I don't give a fuck. Put me on. Turn the volume up and please subscribe. I'm kidding. But, okay, so yeah, after I decided, because I was like debating with myself the whole time we were out, even before we were out on that date, but like just being with him physically, I was just thinking like, yeah, I really can't do this, Mama. I really can't. I'm not gonna force it. I'm not going to try to force anything. Like, I'm not gonna make him the man I want him to be. He ain't it, so I gotta go. Okay, so. And I say that with so much enthusiasm because I've been in a previous relationship where I was not physically attracted to him, but, well, you know, he's a good guy. You know, he works a good job. He, you know, has a mortgage. You know, he's responsible, right? Because you got a mortgage, you must be responsible, right? You must be someone I could rely on. You know, he's respectful, he's charismatic. All these things that, yeah, make someone good on paper, but does my pussy get wet when I talk to you? That's really what matters. At the end of the day, who am I going to sleep with? Someone who's a good guy, right? So, someone who's, I still want my good guy. I still want my nigga to be a good guy and still make my pussy wet. Like, I still want that to be together, right? It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. But I don't want to lie in bed with someone who is good on paper only. You know, I don't really care about throw the paper away. Throw it away, please. Real hot girl shit, okay? Throw the paper away. Nigga, what can you do? Okay? How does my body react to you? Am I turned on or am I not? And that's what matters. At the end of the day, at the beginning, the middle, and noontime, evening, every part of the day, that's what matters. If I'm not attracted to you, it's not gonna work. Okay? I'll figure it out with some toxic niggas. If that's the case, honestly, if that's my option, because I've only really experienced niggas whom I'm attracted to physically, who are not the best communicators, who are not the best relationship niggas, right? But man, they're fine. But he fine though, right? My body reacts well to him, right? And then there are the other niggas who I attract who are good on paper, very respectful, charismatic, responsible, not baby fathers, okay? But I'm dry as fuck. Okay, I'm dry to the point where I need to go get checked out because it's too dry. Seriously, that's how unattracted I am to these good on papers ass niggas. So he was not my first experience with this. Had he been, honestly, maybe I would have still been in it longer than I should have. But you know what? That's why pain really pays off. It really does. You really learn from your pain. You learn from your experiences and you realize, yeah, that's not what I want, but that's what I want. And this is my finale. Like, that's it. Okay. There's no pushback. Gosh. And I just don't ever want to lie in the bed with someone and look at him and be like, ugh, oh, I gotta go. Are you leaving? Okay. All right, bye. I'll talk to you later. Like, I don't ever want you to hurry up and rush out my bed because that's how unattracted I am. You know what I mean? And I've had that several times where I'm just like, God, that damn good on paper ass nigga got this far. Like, I don't ever want to feel that. And being on this closing my legs to these niggas journey, I really realized if I'm going to open these legs again, well, when I do, not if, a bitch will tomorrow maybe. Because look, at this point, for what? For what? Like, no, there is a lot of benefits to keeping your legs closed to these niggas for a moment, right? But my point is, when I open these legs again to these niggas, okay, yep, I said niggas, when I do it again, it has to be with someone whom I am the fuck attracted to. Someone whom could get all of this, right? Someone who just fits all of that physical, attractive requirements that I desire, right? So if I don't, like, it just feels like, why am I gonna break my closing legs journey for someone who I don't even really want to rock with? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. How am I gonna waste my time doing that? That's like very anticlimactic. And here's the thing. You might say, well, he might be good in bed. I don't think so. No, you're not. Confidence is confidence. That shit cannot be bought. You could work on it, right? But there's something to someone who is naturally comfortable in who they are. And it's about being comfortable in who you are, comfortable in the skin that you're in. And when you're a confident ass nigga, there's a difference. There's confidence and there's fake confidence, right? There's someone who really is insecure, but I'm going to overcompensate that by, being the loudest one in the room. I'm going to overcompensate that by always speaking, always this, always that. That's really fake confidence. And that tells me a lot about your performance sexually, right? It tells me that you probably can't really do it. Okay. Hello? Are we talking or are we talking? What's up? That means you really can't eat pussy. And your dick game is weak. Okay? And what else? You don't have a dick. It's short, or you don't, and you barely have one. That's really what it is. Because if it's short, then you barely have one. That's hello. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? So I'm not doing it. So, and I'm totally aware of fake confidence. My ex was a fake confident ass nigga. Could not perform. Okay. There's confidence, real confidence. Someone who is comfortable who they are. Someone who could express who they are. Someone who is someone who knows themselves as someone, right? Like, oh God, something to it. Anyways, say all that to say, trust yourself. From the beginning. If you feel like, yeah, I don't feel it with this nigga, don't do it. I do it so y'all don't have to do it. I do it so y'all don't have to do it. Y'all don't have to go through this. Okay? So y'all really should be saying thank you and supporting me by being a patron of this podcast. Head to patreon.com/GodBuiltThis. Deadass, please support. Thank you. But shout out to Chantel and Danielle for supporting me. I really appreciate y'all. And it's really amazing when people support me who I don't like. I never ask that, right? Of course, I'll make it open, say it in some way. I make a post about it, make it public in some ways, right? But I never ask for it, right? And of course it's nice if people can, but I also I don't dictate our relationship based off of if you could support me in whatever I do. Of course that would be nice, right? It does tell me kind of who you are in some ways, but people have their own lives and their own expenses and all this stuff. But it really does mean a lot when people do take the time to be supportive. Because I really realized that, wow, that's a choice that you made. And you made that choice to be supportive. So that's really dope. So thank you. Shout out to my patrons, Chantel and Danielle. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, back to this nigga. Confidence is everything to me. Confidence is everything to me. And I also feel like that more because it took a while for me to really be confident who I am. Okay? It took a while for me to really love myself fully. And I'm still growing more into that. But I'm so confident who I am now that I could be myself no matter who's in the room, right? I could be my comfortable. There's no put on that I'm putting on for people. There's no act. There's no mask that I'm wearing that I see that a lot of other people wear. And it's just so interesting when people are like that. I'm just standing in myself confidently. I'm like, wow, I love myself. That's all I got from this experience, that I love myself, okay? And I love that I'm confident who I am. And I just wish that everyone could be that way. And I'm hoping this podcast could help aid anyone in being that way. And I think confidence really just goes into knowing who you are, accepting who you are as you are, and standing in that, period. No matter what anyone says, right? No matter what society says, no matter what is the contradiction, I just felt like, okay, yeah, I love me. That's it. And I'm good. I'm good. And someone else loving themselves doesn't make me feel insecure, you know? So anyways, yeah, ended that date. I was like talking to myself throughout the whole time, in my head, of course, just saying, okay, I need to tell him that I'm not interested. I need to tell him that it's like, let's just not do this, okay? So I was thinking, okay, do I tell him like in person right now, right? Do I tell him now, or do I text him with that? And I did, yeah. So I said earlier how he listened to my podcast, and I expressed on the podcast how I would curve niggas left and right by either ghosting them, period. Like, I would just not respond. I would block you, or I would not respond. So that was my way of like letting it go. And I feel like that's not the mature way to do it. I mean, there are some cases where you do have to ghost people, because some people are just relentless and really violent in some ways, like emotionally violent. They will find a way to tear you down if you don't do what they want you to do. So there's no mature conversation at all available to have, right? All you need to do is ghost that nigga and run. Okay? Because you don't know. People are so weird sometimes. If they don't get what they want, you could die. Like, you could be killed. God, like, and that's why I give my, not give my number, but that's why I am nice. That's why I have to be nice. I have to be nice out loud to these niggas who I meet in public, because you don't know how they would react. You don't know if they're going to just take this butter knife and just slice you real quick. I've read too many weird ass stories of these niggas getting so upset that a woman said, respectfully so, no, I'm not interested. And they'll just kill them. Nigga, what? So I can't say no to you? And that says a lot about society, obviously. But it just sucks that it's really give me your number or I'm killing you type of energy. That's really what it is out here. So my risk was, in that moment, I never got violent vibes from him, but I'm just like, ooh, you never know. I don't know how he's gonna react. What if he just chokes me out in his car real quick? You know, what if there's like a knife on his side of the car and then boom, he just strikes me? You never know. But regardless, I still want to be more forthright and direct with how I feel. Like, hey, this ain't gonna work. You're a nice guy. I gotta go. You know? You're not the guy for me. Apparently, I only want niggas. I want no nice guy. I want niggas. That's the name of this episode. No, but so I told him in person, in his car, and mind you, I was thinking I was going so irrational with my thoughts. I was thinking, what if there's a child lock suddenly put on my car? But I'm like, how is there a child lock and I'm not in the child seat? Like, I'm in the front seats, sir. Get me the fuck out. Open this door. But so anyways, I did say to him, I was like, hey, and it was after the last straw was really everything. But the last straw for me was him saying, thank you for being so nice to me. I'm just like, ew, stop fucking saying that shit. Stop. Let me be mean to you so you'll stop saying that. It's just, ew, stop saying that. It's gross. So I just said, hey, so you're a really nice guy. You're really nice. But I just don't feel romantic. I just don't feel romantic feelings. I don't feel that chemistry, and I don't want to force it. I don't want to lead you on. I don't want to hurt you, right? And look, hear how I'm saying it. I'm so nice. I'm really a nice bitch. That's really what it is. It's like, how does nice and bitch go together? But that's really what I am. I'm really a nice bitch. I could cuss you out with a smile and make you feel like you're the one wrong, right? But it's really me being a bitch. But no, what the fuck? I don't care. So I'm saying that to him. I don't want to lead you on. I don't want to hurt you. but I don't feel romantic for you. And I just see you more as a friend. And, that's it. And all he could say was a smile. He was like, yeah, okay, fine. That's okay. Okay. All right. Like, he didn't really say much. And what can you say, right? Nigga, just smile and let me out the car, right? Unlock the door. Unlock the door. Yeah, unlock the door. So, what can he say? So I got out the car. He drove off and I left. And that was great. And I walked with confidence back to my apartment with stride. And I was happy that I did what I needed to do. I was happy that I was honest with myself and I didn't try to force anything with someone who I wasn't really that into. I'm not that into you, dude. That's it. So I was happy that was happening, and it's weird because I was happy that I ended it, right? I was happy that I was forthcoming. But then again, I walked to my apartment, I opened the door, I got back to my space, right? My lovely space, my life. And I just thought to myself, okay, so what does that mean? What does it mean to say no to one thing, right? That looked good on paper, and the experiences I had with other niggas, yeah, they didn't look too good on paper, but they made me feel good in some ways, right? But that didn't work out. What does that say? Like, is there space for me to have all of that the way I deserve it, right? Can I still have some parts of a nice guy, some parts of a toxic nigga, right? Some parts of a nigga who was fine as fuck, right? All of that. And I just felt kind of hopeless right in that. I just felt it briefly. And I just felt hopeless because I felt like, how is my man going to be packaged to me? How is he going to be packaged? Because it seems like it's either one way or the other way, right? It seems like he's either going to be fine, right? Fine, but an ain't shit nigga. But he's fine though, right? It's either that way, or he's not going to be too fine. He's going to be kind of corny. He's going to be really corny, but he's really good on paper. He's a good man, Savannah. Who knows where that's from? Waiting to exhale. But, there's, excuse me, there's that. There's, okay, how do those things merge in the way that I wanted to merge? How? So I felt a little hopeless in that moment. But then I got over it because I'm like, yeah, no, that nigga don't make my pussy wet. So got to go. That's what matters. I also felt like, look, I'll be single. I'm fine. I will still live a full life. I'll figure it out, right? I will enjoy casual relationships. I was thinking of all these things like, I don't think it's going to happen because how is it always one way or the other way? It's always what I just said. It's always either he's really fine, but he really ain't shit, or he really ain't that fine, but he's good on paper. Like, that's tiring. So I don't know. I go on and on with these thoughts, but I just want to say thank you for listening, y'all, and listening to my rants. Please share, like, and subscribe to Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and also consider becoming a patron of this podcast. That is your way of supporting my creative journey here. All right, I will check in with you guys next week. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of God Built This Podcast with your host, Maxine. Be sure to follow and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud, and also leave a comment. God bless.